Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the 2023 Town of Greenwich Board of Selectmen swearing-in ceremony. My name is Ryan Fazio. I'm proud to serve as the town's state senator and also tonight's master of ceremonies. We are here tonight because on November 7th, over half of Greenwich voters exercised their right to the franchise and re-elected Fred Camillo and the Board of Selectmen for another 2 years. To put Greenwich's local elections in context, voter turnout in this odd-numbered municipal election was 51% compared to 33% statewide. 51% in Greenwich's municipal election is higher than the nationwide voter turnout was in the 1988, 1996, and 2000 presidential elections. Now, on one hand, you might say to yourself, well, that's only because Fred Camillo and the Board of Selectmen candidates are more charismatic than Bob Dole and Al Gore. I don't know, I think Al Gore's personal charisma rivals Fred Camillo's myself. But I have another theory. In 2020, the last presidential election, Greenwich's voter turnout surpassed 86%, which, if it were its own nation, aside from having to call Fred president, we would have a higher voter turnout than any nation in recent history that did not have mandatory voting. My friends, whether you grew up in this town or moved here just recently, you should be very proud of the community that you live in. Greenwich is a special place because we have good people and an engaged community, and those qualities are also clearly manifested in our leadership, including First Selectman Fred Camillo, Selectwoman Lauren Raven, and Select Person Janet Stone McGuigan, who we will be swearing in for their third and second terms tonight. So, without further ado, please welcome First Selectman Fred Camillo, Selectwoman Lauren Raven, and Select Person Janet Stone. Now, please stand if you are able for the presentation of colors by Greenwich's Police Department Honor Guard and Greenwich's Fire Department Honor Guard.
Honor Guard, forward, march! Detail. Up. Left. Right. Freeze it. On.
Now, please welcome Ruby Duran up to the stage to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose rushes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets that glare
Forward, march.
Thank you. Now, to give us our invocation, we will have Rabbi Kevin Peters from Temple Shalom. It really makes you work to get to the podium. You may be seated. Good evening. Rabbi Mitch was meant to be here this evening, and due to recuperating from his illness, he couldn't be here, but he wanted me to extend his congratulations, his thoughts and blessings, and know that he is here this evening with us in spirit. First Selectman Camillo, Selectwoman Robin, and Select Person Gideon, and to all those newly elected in Greenwich, thank you for answering the call to service. The world is deeply troubling, deeply divided right now, and so you have your work cut out for you. But thank you, especially on behalf of the Jewish community who, particularly at this time, is feeling isolated and afraid. I know from my own experience, the officials in Greenwich have been so magnanimous in their support. And so personally, and as a rabbi, I want to say thank you for your service, and I know you'll continue to do that. And on behalf of the Judeo-Christian tradition, I'll share with you the story of King Solomon. Some of you may know that King Solomon, upon his audience with God, prayed not for wealth, not for power, but for wisdom, the wisdom to rule justly. And so in that spirit, I would like to offer blessings and prayer on your behalf. Our God and God of our ancestors, the one who inspires, source of life and power, may you bless and protect our newly elected, re-elected officials, and all those who exercise authority in keeping with our laws. May the Holy One who brings strength to all the work in our communities, in our community on behalf of those in need of our support, strengthen them both in body and spirit, and rewarding their efforts with success. May those in leadership act in accordance with your wisdom, knowing that the truly strong are those who raise up the fallen. The truly honored are those who honor caregivers. And the truly wise are those who acknowledge the vital work of our teachers. We turn to our leaders for inspiration and help, direction, and guidance. May they lead us in paths of peace, build communal cohesion, and through both word and deed, bring about the blessing of peace. And let us say, Amen. And I conclude with Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. And now, we will have the oath of office for Select Person Janet Stone McGuigan administered by Pastor Marita Hamrick.
Do you, Janet Stone McGuigan, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as Select Person of the Town of Greenwich to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do and I will. So I'd like to begin by thanking everyone who had a hand in organizing tonight's festivities. My friend Marita Hamrick, who just served as my officiant, those behind the scenes, and everyone who is here tonight. It is your presence that gives meaning to this occasion. As always, I'd like to thank my family for their inspiration and unwavering support. They have always been right there with me, even when that means prioritizing community events over family meals, which is a big deal in a household of young men. But seriously, they are my grounding force and moral compass, and I wouldn't have taken on this role without them behind me. I wish to congratulate Fred and Lauren, of course, and while she will not be joining us on the board, I'd like to thank my running mate, Laura Erickson. It is not easy to be the challenger, but presenting a choice makes us all better off, and her gracious leadership continues to inspire me. There are many people to thank for the parts they played in this election, But I want to especially thank our registrars of voters and the small army of poll workers. They are the unsung heroes of our democracy. Above all, I wish to thank everyone who came out to vote. The success of American democracy is the ability of our citizens to let their leaders know how well they are being served through regular elections. No society will agree on everything, but it is a testament to our governing principles that candidates can debate a wide range of issues, then accept the will of the electorate and come back together to serve the public good. And what did we hear in this election? We know what we don't want: high rises and high taxes. But it was equally clear what we do want: school facilities that serve our students' needs, and adequate investments in public safety and infrastructure among a list of concerns. We would all do well to take heed and work together on these issues. I'm heartened by the pledges I've read to work across the aisle, and you can all be assured in good faith I pledge the same. Whatever our differences, I know that our common desire to serve the best interests of this community can bring us together. In some ways, this will be a new beginning for the three of us, but much will remain the same. As a board, we have had a term to get to know each other, and I'm sure we can build on that in our next term. I remain committed to civility and congeniality while promoting transparency, good governance, public engagement, and open discourse. I will say what needs to be said and work to make sure our community is heard and every perspective represented. I will uphold the inclusive and forward-thinking values of this community. It is an honor and privilege to continue to serve as a Greenwich Select person. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. And now, Lauren Raven, our Selectwoman, will have the oath of office administered by Rich DePretta.
Do you, Lauren Raven, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as Selectwoman of the Town of Greenwich to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do, and I will. Okay, so I'm always the one with the short and sweet. Somebody during the campaign season said, you should talk more, but I am not a talker, I'm a listener. So thanks to everyone who came out in the rain tonight to join us. This is really a special occasion for us, and just really happy to see everybody, and thanks for everybody that put it together. And thank you for the opportunity to serve our town, to listen, learn, and lead. Sorry, Fred, I got the tagline. So my personal goals for the next term is I want to have more of an impact as your ombudswoman. I plan to spend more time attending neighborhood associations, RTM district meetings, and I want to hear directly from all of you, our residents, and make sure that I can help clarify the information that comes from all of our different sources. We know that our form of government is unique, and I want to help educate you, our residents, on all the different roles and responsibilities. And I look forward to the results of the resident survey that just went out, and to really understand what our residents are thinking about the services that they receive and where there might be gaps, so that we can form new committees, strengthen existing ones, or dissolve ones that are no longer needed. And I want to improve the way information is presented and look to technological solutions such as chat on our website so that we can enhance the way we communicate with you, our residents. I'm so grateful for the voters for trusting me for another 2 years, and feel free to contact me anytime to discuss concerns, give me your feedback, or just say hi. And thank you, and have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you, Lauren. And now the Honorable Judge David Hopper will administer the oath of office to my friend and yours for his third term for Selectman Fred Camillo.
Do you, Fred Camilla, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Connecticut, and that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as First Selectman of the Town of Greenwich to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Judge. It's an honor to be sworn in by you, a longtime friend. God bless you. I want to thank everybody for being here. It's a great honor to be back in the school that Lauren and I graduated in from a couple of years ago. Before I start to thank people, lots of my families on the first few rows, I want to say thank you to them, and I love them very much. Even you, O'Day. How did the representative that came to get me from? Unbelievable. Anyway, good to see you, Tom. But thank you all for coming here tonight. To say the first two terms were challenging and turbulent would probably be the mother of all understatements. But through all the superstorms and 500-year floods and 100-year pandemics and constant barrages of legislation from Hartford that was aimed to diminish local control of zoning, we've come out of it not just good, we've come out of it great. Think about it. Greenwich, Connecticut is on the top of every list you want to be at the top of. Affordability, quality of life, public safety. In some cases, we're not just number one in Connecticut, we're up there in the country. And that's all because of you and our army of dedicated and passionate volunteers, as well as employees that are second to none in the state. We couldn't do it without you or them. So again, if we can give them all and yourselves a round of applause for that. Thank you. But like every high-functioning and high-performing organization, whether it be a sports team, a government, or a business, right, you can never rest on your laurels. And that's why we do what we do. We're not perfect, but we always shoot for perfection. And again, as the old Lombardi quote goes, you're never going to attain it, but along the way, you'll catch excellence. And I never get tired of saying that. And that's what we do here. That's why we do it, and that's why most of you volunteer. So in the next 2 terms, next 2 years, I should say, that really was. We are going to focus on things that we've started already. Continuing our focus on public safety, as I just mentioned. Continuing our focus on pedestrian safety with new sidewalks and crosswalks and improved intersections. Looking to public-private partnerships to continue to do that, to give the taxpayers a break, but to push those projects over the finish line that we've been working on. We want to look at the assets that we have around town that are underutilized, in some cases misused, and the one that comes to mind first is the Havemeyer building, and we are absolutely moving forward on that. And I want to thank the Board of Education for their help with that, and Andy Deuce, I saw him somewhere there for the committee that you're leading. We're making some great strides there. That's a big one. That's a game changer for our town. And so we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to lots of other things that to go on for about an hour, but those are things that we really want to make sure that people know that to look for in the next 2 years. And before I sign off, I want to thank everybody that helped put this together tonight. Ken Borsick and Angie Cather for really organizing all of this. Thank you so much. Joseph Sliano and Parks and Rec always help us out with these events. So Joe and staff, thank you very much. Rabbi Kevin and Father Mac will be coming up here from my church, St. Rock's. Thank you for being with us tonight. We wish Rabbi Mitch well, and hopefully we'll see him soon. I want to thank Ryan Fazio, my great friend, for being here tonight and running this show, and everybody who's on here that we're swearing everybody in, Rich and Moretta, and my colleagues. I'm looking forward to serving with you both again. Lots of things to do. And the GPD, GFD, the Honor Guard, thank you guys for all you do for protecting us and keeping us safe all the time, 365. sure I missed a few people. I tried to do these without notes, but there's so many people to thank, and it's such an honor for me, having been born and raised here, to be able to serve my hometown that I love very, very much, as you all do. It is the greatest town in the country, but we are going to continue to work at that to make it an even better town. So I ask you for your continued participation, partnership, and prayers as we go forward. Thanks again, everybody, and God bless.
Congratulations, Fred. And now, Father Carl McIntosh from St. Rod's Church, another good friend, to deliver the benediction. Do we know what Father Mac is?
Say a prayer, Mark.
You know, Father Mac, this is actually a very funny turn of events.
I don't think he was sure how to get here, and he was running
The high school?
all week. Yeah, I don't think nobody's ever been to this system. He called me, but it's too late for me.
He might be in Cantor House.
He might be in Cantor or Sheldon, whichever you prefer.
Okay, well.
Well, okay, well, God bless us all. Two things before we close and have the retirement of colors. I wanted to do my best to extemporaneously acknowledge some of the former and current elected officials in the audience and dignitaries. Selectwoman Penny Monahan, Lolly Prince, former First Selectman, Peter Tessie, former First Selectman, former State Representative Terry Aurora. I see so many members of the BET that I couldn't remember. Ambassador at Large B. Crumbine, former State Representative Libby Florent. Our House delegation, State Representatives Steve Meskers, Rachel Khanna, and Hector Arzeno. State Senator Bill Nickerson. I would be out of a job if I didn't remember that. From the great town of New Canaan, State Representative Tom O'Day. Monica McNally, the former First Selectman of Darien, joining us. Okay, who else am I missing? John Toner, First Selectman John Toner. Town Clerk Jackie Budkins, Tax Collector Heather Smerglio, and we're going to leave it at that. It's a great honor to serve as Master of Ceremonies tonight for two people that I've known since I think I was 11 years old. They're not only great friends, but I think they're role models to this entire town, certainly people like me. So I wish our entire Board of Selectmen and town government all the best over the next 2 years. And at the close of this, there will be refreshments out in the hallway. Now welcome Greenwich Police Department Honor Guard to retire the colors. And the Fire Department Honor Guard. And government.